Hey everyone, today I'm going to teach you guys how to use the Fibonacci extension tool on TradingView. This is a great tool if you guys like to trade stocks, options, crypto, or even Forex. This is going to help you maximize your profits, and that's really important in these choppier markets, okay? So we have an Apple stock here to check out today. This is from last year. We're going to explain how to put on the Fibonacci extension tool and just how to make a basic trade using it to help you figure out those levels of resistance, because you guys are no longer amateurs. You guys aren't just going to buy and sell. You're going to buy, then scale out of your position to maximize those profits, right? So we have an Apple stock chart. Just like I told you guys, we're in the middle of a triangle here. We're looking for a breakout. And until this really happens, you're just going to have the two trend lines here. And if you want to add them on now, which you can definitely, it kind of saves you time later on if you ask me, you're just going to add a couple trend lines here, just showing you those basic levels of resistance. And in this circumstance, we have one up this high right here of $145, then another one over here at $136. All right. But before that, you're really not even thinking about using the Fibonacci extension tool. There's no real reason to be using it just now. All right. So we push play. We're waiting for a breakout, and we have the breakout now. So this is where you're going to probably spend about 15 to 30 minutes writing everything down that you're about to do on this trade. All right, it'll take some time. You're going to have the trading journal, everything ready for you to go. Take your time to do this part correctly. All right, I'm not going to spend a half an hour, but you guys get my point. So we have a breakout. We have levels of resistance here, and now we want to add our Fibonacci-based extension. Okay, so if you guys go over here, it's the third one from the top. If you click on this little sideways band, it'll say Gann, Fan, and Fibonacci levels. You guys are going to click trend-based fib extension. And what I would recommend you guys do actually is click on this little gold star button. If you click on the gold star, it'll actually move it over to this little pad right here. And that way you can put all of your favorite tools right there, so you don't have to go searching for them every time. You just do a simple click, and that's everything you need to do. You just got to memorize the little signal or the little logo for it, okay? Not too hard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that little thing because it's making my life a little bit easier. This is how you put it on. You're going to find the lowest low of the consolidating period. And this triangle that we see right here, the lowest part you can obviously see is right here, right there. So that's where you put your first point, right? And the magnet should snap it right onto it. Next, you're going to find the next highest point on the consolidation period. What is that? That's right here. All right, so nice and simple. First two clicks, everything's fine. You start to see those lines kind of show up on the screen. Nice and easy. This is where things will get a little bit tricky for you guys, but I have a little tip for you guys. A lot of YouTubers will say to put the Fibonacci extension tool right here at the next low point, so the next lowest point. You can see right here, there's one over here, and there's one over here, there's one over there. They say to put it right here. I don't actually recommend that. What I would recommend you guys do is actually put it at the lowest point where you see the trend change. And in this circumstance, you see the trend go from a downward trend right here to an upward trend, because of course, you're trying to measure the resistance levels for an upward trend. But so instead, you can even see how it's really so choppy around here, and it's not really honoring it too much. We're kind of staying around those levels, but not by too much. So we're going to move it over here. And then now you have another thing to worry about here. And this is something, if you want to do it, you don't have to, but this is a little tip, because these minor adjustments can really make the difference, especially for certain securities and crypto coins. So I'm going to click on the Fibonacci extension. You're going to see this little thing open up right here. You're going to click on the gear setting. And right at the bottom, you're going to see this little checkbox, fib levels based on log scale. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this on and off, and you're going to see if that really makes any big difference here. If it makes no difference, leave the box checked. If it makes a big difference on far as the level of resistance, then you could leave it off. But just do a little one click, just check on it, see if it makes a difference. For this example, makes no difference, but that little move, that little check will save you a lot of time down the road and a lot of money down the road as well, because we all have this greedy tendency, and it can help mitigate it just ever so slightly by making you pull back that price target just a little bit, okay? Now that we have the breakout, we have our fib extension levels, this is where we start looking at price targets, and you're gonna have all of the price targets there before you even open the trade. Everything's already going to be planned out. You're not going to go willy-nilly into this, or you will lose money, especially if you guys are trading options. So for now, let's say we can be fun about this. Where's my highlighter tool? There you go. So we have a double level of resistance pretty much right here. That happens to be about $136, $137. The trend line, or excuse me, the resistance right here, plus the Fibonacci extension. Let's say right about here, we want to sell 5%. That's a horrible 5, but you guys get my point. All right, because it's only the beginning of a breakout. This had a long consolidation period, and when we have a longer consolidation period, that usually means a larger breakout, right? So let's say we only want to sell 5% of our investment there, and to make that look a little bit nicer, let's just kind of type in 5%. All right. Now we have another Fibonacci level up here. So maybe me being me, I'm like, okay, well, fine. This is a little bit higher. By then the price would have had to move up about 5% in a few days. That's pretty strong, but I think we can do it because we've had such a long consolidation period. So maybe this time I'm saying, hey, let me say scale out about 15%. That way, within a few days, I'm hoping I can get about 20% out of this position, especially if you guys are trading options and those expiration dates are kind of creeping up and creeping up and creeping up on you. You want to make sure you're selling off to maximize those profits, because if you hold options too long, they can go from 500% up to down to 0% and just losing all of your money, right? So 5%, 15%, and we see this larger level of resistance up here that really matches up pretty closely with this Fibonacci level. And a lot of times, this gray one right here, it's called 1. If you guys actually click on it, it'll say, this case right here, 1. I can maybe make it green or something so you can see it up a little bit better, or white. Let's make it white for this example here. Right there. That's usually the one you're aiming for. That's usually where you see the most resistance as far as it comes to this Fibonacci extension tool. That one right there. It's just called 1. 1. All right, so all the way up here, this is where I'm starting to say, this is where I want to make the bulk of my money. And you understand it may go higher than this, but you really just want to have a good scale level right here. So for me, I'd put 50%, and I mean a good level. You can make it 25, 30, 40, whatever it is. I'm more conservative as a trader, so I'm going to have mine 50%, but you guys can make it whatever you want to. Learn, adapt, make sure you have the best plan for your trading style. Okay. And then maybe if we get all the way up here, maybe, if that was the case, what would I have left? 65, 70, my last 30% up here. This is going to be a hard thing to reach if you look at the chart and the history. I mean, it would really have to do a parabolic move in order to do that. And, I never assume something's going to go parabolic until it does. If I get lucky with it, I get lucky, but most of the time, nobody's really that lucky in the markets. So let's play this out, guys, and see what happens here. Nothing really happened for the first few days, actually. We just kind of went choppy. Nothing really special happened. If you guys also would have bought that, my bad for not saying this earlier. You guys might have had a stop loss right there at this Fibonacci level. So that means you would have had, if you would have bought the breakout, you would have been able to lose about 1.9%. That's not a lot for this opportunity for a breakout. So 1.9% is your stop loss. Not bad. Okay, so let's keep on pushing play. Not much is happening. Okay, so we hit our first level of resistance. We've stopped at the Fibonacci level for one day. I'll put this, stopped here for one day. Now we're stopping at this level right here. And so I'm selling off about 5. So I'm still in this position 95%. 95%, that's still a lot. I've just taken off a little bit of profit just to make sure if for whatever reason it tanks down the next day, I'm walking away with profit 100% guaranteed. Okay, now let's keep pushing play. Whoa, look at that. Popped right up. That's another 15% gone. So within a period of, in this example, 10 days or eight candle bars, we are 20% out of this position, still having 80% left in this trade. All right, so let's keep on going. Now we hit some resistance up here. If you guys want to sell this, you guys can for the 50%. If you guys want to do 20%, 30%, it's all up to you guys. But now after just a few days of trading, now we're scaling out about, 70% out of the position, 70%. All right, now we're hoping for a breakout above this level and hoping to get up all the way up here. So let's keep on pushing play. Consolidation. We see a stronger move up here. Not really hitting back to any level of resistance because Apple was going for all-time highs here. So there's kind of unknown territory, but really not much going on here. We popped up. You guys can still be holding. By here, you guys might have moved up your stop loss. So maybe your stop loss is now this Fibonacci level right here, the 0.78 one, this blue line, or you can move your stop loss all the way up here. So if we do tank back down after reaching our goal of 1, right? This way your stop loss is right here. So if we break down below it, you sell the rest of your position, which happens to be the last 30%, or you can place it down here for the last 30%. It's really up to you. You usually want to have a chunk left over, and that can be sold off all at once, because if you think about it, if you bought it here, the profit will be on the stop loss as 9%. Here, the profit is 5.5%. If you're looking for more profit down the road, you can have the stop loss down here. If you're just gonna, say, hey, I want to take my money and I want to go put it into another play, you can just sell it right here. It's all up to you guys. Let's push play, and you guys will have made your decision. But now what do you see? I mean, now we're going sideways. And if we're going sideways for this long, guess what? This uptrend is now over. We're in a consolidation period. you guys should be out of this trade, and this money should be allocated to somewhere else where you are waiting for another breakout, or just in a holding pattern waiting for another breakout to occur. There's no reason to stay in this trade after we've been going sideways for like a few days here. There's no reason to stay in the trade. I trade options more than anything else, so I'm always very thoughtful about my expiration dates. And that's where I'd be all out right around here in this little kind of choppy weather as soon as we broke down below it, only because those options are going to get real volatile really fast, especially if I buy options 2 to 3 weeks out. They're going to get very volatile as they get closer to expiration, all right? So that's an example as far as Apple's concerned. Let's take one using cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. This will be a lot faster, a lot easier. I'm not going to do all the levels of resistance and stuff like that. We're just going to see how accurate this was just using it on Bitcoin, okay? So you can use this back in time if you will. I'm not going to use the one going into the future because we have no idea what's happening in the future at this moment in time, okay? So let's go to the low point down here. Now we're going to go to the high, then we're going to go down to the low down here, or it can go to where the trend changed. In this example, we're not actually trading a breakout, so we don't actually have to do that. This is more of a larger move type of thing. And so if we use this right here and there's no breakout right now, guys. We're in a larger ascending triangle at this period of time. Let's see if it worked out. We're going to be using it for, if you guys put this down, it's going to be only usable for the time after you actually put that line there, okay? It doesn't make any sense to have it beforehand because nothing was going on, nothing was there. So consolidating right here. Guess what? We hit resistance right up there, right up there. We didn't get to 1. Oh, wait, we did get to 1. That was the magic number. That's where everything started going bad, along with the 200 daily moving average. So that's something you guys should be aware of. I would recommend, if you guys do use this strategy, change this one to a color that really pops out you on the screen. I have a black background, so white usually works well for me. I have everything set to default for your tutorials though, so use this, guys, if you want to. It's a great tool. Thanks for watching, and I'll have a more in-depth one later on this week.
Talk to me nice.